This video is made possible by the following mad lads. All their awesome gear they supply to me can be checked out in the description below. Hey guys, make sure your recovery truck can fit under a bridge before taking my car back to the pits. Boy here, and welcome back to Assetto Corsa for another video. So for this season in Formula 1, I've actually made the effort to try and watch it a bit closer. Usually I watch most motorsport series quite passively. I miss around here and there and end up kind of not understanding what's going on by the time we get midway into a season. And as such, I've been keeping one eye on the news surrounding F1, and yesterday I saw something that confused me a little bit. With, of course, the crazy fame Max Verstappen has in the Netherlands, there have been calls for a Dutch Grand Prix, and it turns out that next year in 2020, Zandvoort will be replacing Catalonia. Now, being completely 100% honest, I don't really like Zandvoort or Catalonia, but in my mind, Catalonia is a much better circuit for Formula 1 than Zandvoort is. Now, please bear in mind, before all you Dutch people decide to hate me, there have been talks that Zandvoort will be upgraded to better suit the cars. But what I thought I would do for a video is show you just how an F1 race would go down if they were to race at Zandvoort in its current state. And to do that, I am of course in Assetto Corsa with the official version of Zandvoort using the Formula Hybrid 2019 mod, because I just can't seem to get away from this car at the moment. And I'll be driving a 7-lap race against AI just to give you guys an idea of what it would be like to drive, or actually I should say race, a Formula 1 car on Zandvoort in its current state. Right then, so here I am, starting at the back of the grid at Zandvoort in my Williams. I mean, where else would I start in a Williams? Anyway, first gear, build up the revs as we always do, and then bog like we always do. So here we are then, 7 laps at Zandvoort in Formula 1 cars, because this is what you'll likely be seeing in 2020. Coming down a T1 for the first time, very high curb on the inside. Trying to touch that, little bump there as well. Small kink to the left before we dart back to the right. Again, big curb on the right, so we can't cut that. And down to the first hairpin of the circuit. Very long, very bumpy. Wait for the track to straighten out, and then we go up through the roller coaster. Fun part of the circuit in this car, easy flat of course. And then to probably the most fun circuit, corner on the circuit in my opinion, this long right-hander really rewards you when you get it right. And now for the first of 2 rights designed to slow the cars down a little bit. Here is the second right as we bunch back up to the pack. Sorry dude, bit of contact there. And then to the second hairpin. Try and find somewhere to actually put our car here. It's very busy. And then we come up to the second DRS zone, which is very odd, but it's a very short DRS zone. DRS open and DRS closed as we come down to the chicane, and AI ignores my assistance. A couple of guys there chilling on the right. No worries guys, you take your time. Over a little bump on the exit of the chicane there, and now for 2 fast fun rights to end off the lap. So that's Zandvoort, as my voice cracks a little bit, and I don't dislike Zandvoort. I kind of, to me Zandvoort is mediocre. I don't hate it, I don't love it. It's just one of those tracks that I'll drive every now and then, and it's one of those circuits that I think was a lot more fun back in the olden days. On the old circuit with the old F1 cars. This circuit has been around for a very, very long time and has played host to F1 in the past during the 60s, 70s and 80s, I think, if memory serves. It probably doesn't. And it always put on a fairly decent show, but of course with the modern cars, things are a little bit different. Lots of downforce in these things, which made that actually passing around here quite tricky. You've seen that whole first section there. It's very hard to get close to anybody. The only place really to try it is maybe at the hairpin or down at T1. You can't really overtake down here, even with the DRS. DRS is open, it doesn't really make any difference. There's not enough room to use it. Chicane is very tight and has a big bump on the exit here, which is very easy to spin on, which I have done in the past. And then these last 2 fast right-hand corners are corners that kind of say to me it'd be very hard to get close to someone through there in order to actually get on the DRS here and make anything work going down into T1. Now I have heard, as I still struggle down in last place, I have heard that there are plans to change Zandvoort somewhat to try and bring it up to spec. I think it's like grade 1 or something like that. I forget what they call the circuits that are F1 kind of certified. one of those things they want to do is have a longer straight for DRS, because as you guys know, F1 cars can't really pass nowadays without DRS due to the amount of just downforce they have, which is great watching in qualifying, but makes racing sometimes a little bit procession-y. That is a fun corner though, I've got to give it to that. And whilst I kind of understand wanting to make those changes, the thing with Zandvoort is it being a kind of historic circuit is you don't want to lose much of that character. As much as I don't think it would work in the real life F1 series, I kind of like having the high curbs, because it means drivers aren't taking the piss on track limits all the time. The thing with drivers, right, and this extends to sim racing as well. If you say you can go here, or you don't punish someone for going somewhere and gaining a bit of time, then they will all do it, because that's the driver's job, to get around the track as quick as possible and find the fastest line round it. I should try and actually be fast myself here. I'm falling off the back in true Williams style. This is not good. T1 there, see, quite a high curb on the right, so you can't really get on that, but you want to try and get as close as possible to it. It kind of reminds me a bit of the Nordschleife, which is probably why I have such reservations about F1 going here. Of course, I'm sure a lot of these things will be ironed out for 2020. I don't see those high curbs remaining, and I don't see... I'm not really sure what they'll do for the straight here. They'll probably just extend it a bit and then try and keep the character that way, and then just go from there. But this midsection, for example, will be so tricky following someone through here with the current levels of downforce. Try and get onto the back of this guy in front. So I want to see if I can pass down here. So on the power, DRS open, not really gaining. Look to the inside, not really a move that's going to work. He's going to chop over. So that DRS zone is essentially useless on this circuit. Not to say it's going to be there, of course, in the 2020 version, but we're going on what we have right now. We can't talk about things that don't exist yet. And the kind of more odd thing to me is that it's replacing Catalunya, and I'm sure there's reasons behind it. Or one of the reasons that I think is possible is that Fernando Alonso doesn't race in F1 anymore. So a big Spanish draw there is, and Catalan draw I should say, is being completely taken away. Although Carlos Sainz is still in there, he's not doing, you know, the best at the moment. He's not in a very quick team. So, oh Jesus Christ, that bump there nearly caught me out of the bottom. Somehow managed to catch that. But yeah, and of course, the Netherlands has Max Verstappen, who is the golden boy, or the orange boy I should say, over there right now really. So probably a bigger draw for fans to want to come here and support the local talent. I've not really made up any places around here yet, which is kind of concerning. Around the outside, maybe try and run it around, back on the power a bit earlier. Oh, it's so dirty out there, I couldn't do it, damn it. I tried to get on the power, but the car just slid from under me. Aside from that though, I don't mind driving around here on an F1 car, but you're kind of seeing the problem of what I'm getting into. If F1 were to go here tomorrow to race, this is what it would be like. Of course, Williams at the back as well, just to really bring up the realism. All right, come on, I want to gain a place before. Even with that mistake, it was a 16-0, so there is time in it. Bring it close to that curb, on the power, softly. There you go. Come on, Jimmy. You're better than this. But I'd be really interested, guys, to know what you think about this kind of announcement that Zandvoort is going to be on the 2020 calendar, and the bumping of Catalunya too. Catalunya, to me, again, is much better suited for F1, but again, I'm sure there are reasons. But let me know what you think in the comments. I'm really interested to hear everyone's opinions. And I hope it works out, of course, because I really think that more people should be getting into F1 or getting into racing in general, and if F1 is a conduit for that, especially if it's in, you know, the Netherlands with a massive presence of Dutch fans, then bring it on, I say. But it's just an interesting choice in my head. Jimmy, open your DRS. I keep forgetting to open it there. It doesn't seem like a DRS zone at all. There you go. We're actually starting to get back into touch. So I can't get on the power any sooner than that. I'm last. I'm running last on track. I don't want to finish last in this. Well, that's cheap. Hot lap. Let's go. Right, DRS open. Come on. I don't want to finish last. Come on. Please no. But where can I pass? Maybe around the outside of the hairpin. Probably the best place I can do it. Or the only place I can do it that I can think of. Easy. Back on the power. Oh, he's slow there. Look to the outside. Not much grip out there, though, mate. I get the cut back. No, it's so bumpy on the inside there. The cut back is not possible. Just roll the car around. Hot lap mode coming into play. Look, we're getting it. We're getting it. Come on. Come on. Dirty air. Why? Maybe I can send it after this first right. They are a bit slow through here. Send it. Yes, not last. Oh no, he's there. He's back. I don't want to come last. I'm going around the outside here. Don't spin me. Don't spin me. Don't spin me. Not last. Oh yeah, DRS. Oh, we're actually close enough to do something here. Oh, I did it. You can pass into there. You got to just completely cut the guy off. I'll take that. Now, definitely not last. The Williams dream. Last corner, or second to last corner, flat through here, and that was 7 laps at Zandvoort in a Formula 1 car. Perhaps right now not quite suited to Formula 1s. They come home in 14th place out of 16 runners left in the race, but it was fun to drive, if nothing else. Again, guys, let me know your opinions. What do you think of F1 going to Zandvoort for 2020? Let me know in the comments below. Try and keep it constructive. I really like having discussions in comments. I don't like having people shouting at each other because it just doesn't get anywhere. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed that video, then make sure to hit that like button. If you really enjoyed it, then why not hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon, because that way you'll actually be made notified of future streams and future videos. Sometimes when you just hit the sub button, the stuff doesn't come up in your sub box, which kind of sucks. As always, a big thank you to my Patreons and to my sponsors, and if you're interested in supporting the channel, there is a link to my Patreon in the description. Take care, have an awesome day, see you all next time.